These folks gotta hear my message. You put that beat on, I beat on this track to relieve my stressing. I see more trials than Cochran, while TV trying to box me. Them magazines ain't on my page, but ain't none of that gon' stop me. Keep the fame and acclaim, I won't be a slave for a chain. And why stay the same for the change? Let's talk about change for a change. Mundane killer banks, hell came for the game, pump vanity in your veins. Know they hoping I quit, but they hoping I die, know they hoping I'm playing insane. Cause they know I ain't playing. Got my faith on display, and I got some riders behind me, and they mean what they saying. Knock, knock, open up, we got your door, hope you prepared now. And I think it's clear now, partner, we here now. And don't plan on going nowhere, consider yourself invested. And these strings all up in your veins, consider yourself infected. And what we say we live out, before we give in, we give out. And when we die, we come back, till death he'll never win out. They ain't never gonna stop us, pop us, drop us, watch us pop right back up. And we never gonna die, that's why we ride and rise like Pac. Got back up, gon' back up, gon' back up. Everybody go home, just pack up. We plugged into the highest power, that's why we ain't gotta act up. No poker faces, just smoking aces, my house is full. My temple is a dwelling place, my master's masterful. You just full of yourself, you just food on the shelf. Eating for breakfast, talking reckless, boy, I know the chef. You don't want what he's cooking, it's not easy to stomach. And your words will be eaten, folks will be reading your vomit. The recipe for disaster, ask for blasphemy. And ask for me, I give you gravity.
A weekend of turbulence for Southwest Airlines.
Unbelievable. People are frustrated, aggravated.
From San Francisco.
We haven't been able to talk to anyone. It's just been a delay.
To Denver, where impossibly long lines stretched through the airport. Even New York's LaGuardia.
They told us there was no flight crew.
Nationwide, thousands of passengers stranded and desperate to find a flight. Southwest forced to pull the plug on close to 2,000 flights during a holiday weekend, characterizing it as a curveball that compounded. The company said, "We experienced weather challenges in our Florida airports at the beginning of the weekend. Challenges made worse by unexpected air traffic control issues in the same region, triggering delays and prompting significant cancellations." The FAA quick to fire right back on Twitter. No FAA air traffic staffing shortages have been reported since Friday. Industry experts believe Southwest has some bigger picture problems. Over the summer, the airline also faced widespread delays due to staffing shortages and network issues.
What's going on is Southwest scheduled too many flights. They are struggling with pilot recruitment. They have a very complicated route network.
Customers like Louis Means, who went to Florida for his son's engagement and then had to drive 9 hours back to Houston, want answers.
We called customer service and we went ahead. I said, well, let's just go ahead and keep the phone on. After 6 hours, we finally took it off.
You were on with customer service for 6 hours.
6 hours.
Andrew Sprogg and his family forced to sleep overnight in the Honolulu airport, waiting on a connecting flight to Maui for their family vacation.
You could see up and down the screens, just canceled.
American Airlines, by comparison, with a major hub in Miami, canceled 66 mainline flights Saturday.
American, Delta, Frontier, JetBlue, and Spirit all have sizable operations in Florida. None of them are reporting any cancellations or many cancellations.
Sources familiar with this situation say that things are improving exponentially by the hour, that it should be close to normal by today and normal, guys, by tomorrow. As for rampant speculation online right now that Southwest pilots were calling out sick because of a mandatory COVID vaccine policy, the pilots union says that is absolutely not the case. Savannah, back to you.
All right, Sam Brock in Miami. Hope it's a better day for passengers.
Hello, today is 13 October of 2021, and you are watching the very first episode of Mas Gravitas. As many of you have heard or maybe been a victim of yourself, there has been a massive number of flight cancellations across this country. The reporting on this from the fake news media has been really fun to watch. The cold open to this show features CNBC, which at least provides two separate narratives to why these flights are being canceled. Now that's better than we can expect these days from the fake news, or as one wise man once termed them, the very fake news. The two narratives in question are this. One, did Southwest, and other airlines by the way, cancel their flights due to poor weather conditions? Or point two, is there a shortage of workers? And if so, why? Did all the workers catch the China virus at once, or is there something else going on? Now, I'm sure Jen Psaki has some pearls of wisdom. Let's see what she has to say.
Answer, what's the White House response to people who say vaccine mandates have reduced the workforce and contributed to this problem?
Well, I know world-renowned business, travel, and health expert Senator Ted Cruz has made that point, but I wouldn't say that that is widely acknowledged or echoed by business leaders who have implemented these mandates, by health experts who have conveyed the way to get out of the pandemic is to ensure that we are doing exactly the steps the president has announced and we are working to implement. It doesn't mean this isn't hard and challenging. Of course it is. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. But ultimately, the job of the president of the United States is to lead, is to follow the advice of health experts, is to ensure that he is protecting the lives of people across the country. So I know there was a little hubbub over the course of the last few days about Southwest Airlines. We now know that some of those claims were absolutely false, and actually the issues were completely unrelated to vaccine mandates. But again, what we've seen business to business across the country is this is the way to save lives, create more certainty, it's good for the economy, and it's something we're looking forward to implementing.
If you don't recognize this woman, let me introduce you to the press secretary to the resident in the White House, more commonly referred to as Circle Back Girl. She did no circling back in this response, which is a rarity, but she did push a questionable narrative. I just wanted to say first, completely unrelated, that I completely agree with Jen about one thing. It is the responsibility of any president to lead. A leader on the global stage doesn't typically have his mic muted while speaking. Why is that happening? A leader on the global stage doesn't receive the questions asked of him at a press conference beforehand, nor is he told who to call on. Why is that happening? The President of the United States doesn't spend more nights in his Delaware home than the White House. Why is that happening? America knows he is simply a face for the actors behind him who are pulling his strings. So spare me with this leadership crap, Jen. Lose the mirrors, we see through the smoke. These are all great topics for another video. But Jen was adamant that the cancellations and delays were not a result of these mandates. Thousands of flights are being canceled, and many more than that are being delayed. Why? Southwest originally blamed bad weather and air traffic control issues. Air traffic control, the FAA, stated on Twitter yesterday that none of the information from Southwest, its pilot union, or the FAA indicates that this weekend's cancellations were related to V-word mandates. Now let me read this to you, and please take this with a grain of salt, but this is from a pilot that works for Southwest. I'm in the airline industry. Yesterday, 668 Southwest Airlines flights had canceled by the time I went to bed. They are estimating 1,000 to 1,400 will be canceled today. Want to know why? They told their pilots and flight attendants they had until November to get jabbed. Now they have to use all their banked vacation and personal time, or lose it. And off-duty crew are not picking up trips to cover. Jacksonville ATC, Air Traffic Control, walked out too, and Milwaukee Air Traffic Control is expected to follow as well. I asked one of the pilots about it. The answer I got was, 80% of our pilots are ex-military. We see the tyranny that's happening. They're coming for essential workers first, nurses, doctors, firefighters, police, military, teachers, transportation workers, and they're coming for the rest of America next. We're not doing it for us, we're doing it for America. We swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies. This was alluded to in the message that I just read. I think it gives legitimacy to what's happening here in this media blackout about this topic. Air traffic controllers did stage a walkout in Jacksonville, Florida, due to the V-word mandate issue. All flights in and out of Florida were canceled as a result. I have an air traffic control friend who can confirm. But the real damning counter argument to the press secretary is that Southwest CEO came out last night and said there would be no termination of employees for not getting the V word. Why? Didn't you just mandate it a week and a half ago? I won't say one way or the other is truth. I'll leave that to you. I always say there are three types of people in this world. There are those that believe without seeing, those that can only believe after seeing, and those that won't believe despite seeing. Don't be the last of these. I'll leave you with this fun parody.
Te llamo para que vaya a recoger las paelleras. Y me acuesto en su, ya para abrir el restaurante que era el arroz. Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que a las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. ¿Y tú? ¿Tú? Había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada metida entre las piedras de Chipiona, del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera y a ver la vende paellera. ¡Asómate, mira dónde llega el agua! Llegaba el agua hasta el restaurante. Había subido la marea. ¿Y tú? ¡Ay, qué hacemos ahora! Con los dos sacos de arroz. ¡Ay, llama para Sevilla! ¡Llama a Sevilla que traigo paella!
I don't know how you can watch that and not laugh. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. I know I have a ton of room for improvement and need a new mic, but I wanted to get this out before this topic became swept under the rug. Not that it really can be a topic that could be swept under the rug, because Southwest is just one of countless companies who will have this same very issue. And this reversal by the CEO goes to show that patriots are in control. We the people have all the power. We just need to use it. So keep your head up, your eyes forward, and go Brandon.